Today, engine power is all about the blue oval. The Mustang has come a long way in the last 10 years, and today we're going to show you how this Boss 302 responds to twin turbos. It's a complete twin setup from Hellion Power Systems that was designed to be used on the street or the strip. Now, it was developed by a face you may recognize, John Urist. Now, if you don't know who he is, you're about to find out. Because we're taking you to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where this guy's competing in the NMRA World Finals. He was genius. He's helped us with projects in the past, like a late model Dodge Challenger. We mounted a set of twin turbochargers underneath for a potent street machine. Now, his single turbo system was used on a 382 cubic inch Ford to make over 1,100 horsepower and 1,040 foot-pounds of torque. This time, it's a 2013 Boss 302 Mustang with the impressive Coyote engine. Already pretty potent from the factory, but strong enough for more.
We wanted to build a high-efficiency twin kit to go along with this great Coyote engine that Ford put in. And we designed everything with the best of the best, from the headers all the way to the turbochargers. We're seeing with only 5 pounds of boost between 550 and 600 at the tires, but can be turned up with built engine and mods. Can go all the way to 25 or 30 psi and over 1,200 horsepower, all with the same kit. So you never have to buy any other components or change anything else later on except for the engine strength.
My turn signal's unplugged.
Our John and Hellion's Hoyt are going to start the teardown of the Boss 302. It includes removing the front fascia, strut tower brace, air inlet tube and air box, battery box, and the factory exhaust.
Now the windshield washer tank gets removed and discarded. To protect the AC lines and electrical harnesses from the additional heat the exhaust side of the turbos create, we're wrapping them in heat-resistant loom to avoid any damage. The power distribution box needs to be relocated to make room for the passenger side turbo. From underneath, the factory headers can be removed, and Hellions can go right in their place. This kit can accept the factory catalytic converter pipe for an emissions-friendly setup, or an off-road exhaust can be installed. And we got ours with black ceramic coating upgrade to complement the engine bay. Since the car's still up in the air, we can tap into the oil pan. This is how the oil returns to the engine after supplying the turbos.
Now, before the turbos go on, here's how they work. Exhaust flow from the headers drives the blades of a turbine wheel before it discharges. On the other side, an impeller wheel draws in and compresses high volumes of fresh air. These wheels ride on a close-tolerance shaft that can spin over 100,000 RPM. Since the turbo is driven off of exhaust gases, the power increase is considered free, since none of the engine's power is used. Precision 62mm ball-bearing turbos are used in this system. They're a small version of a Pro Mod turbo and have the optional stainless steel turbine housing. A big advantage these turbos have over the competition's is this V-band inlet. Now, this thing maximizes airflow with the straight shot, and it also eases installation. The pair can produce up to 30 pounds of boost on an engine like this Coyote. Now the downpipes can go into place, followed by one between it and the turbos. These direct the exhaust gas from the turbo to the exhaust system. These Turbo Smart wastegates are going into place. Now, they regulate the maximum boost pressure in the turbo system. There's one per turbo, and the location offers easy access. Before running any of the cold side piping, we need to go up front and install the air-to-air intercooler. It attaches to hex standoffs supplied with the system. It's a high-flow bar and plate setup and is capable of handling over 1,200 horsepower. Using supplied couplers, we can connect the charge side piping together. These feed the compressed air from the turbos through the intercooler and into the engine. Turbo Smart's blow-off valves protect the engine and the turbo by eliminating compressor surge. When the throttle closes, the valve opens, letting the compressed air vent to the atmosphere. Now we can attach the oil drain back lines from the turbos to the oil pan. The factory injector is rated at 32.8 pounds an hour, which will support roughly 500 horsepower. Now, the new Deechworks injectors are 95 pound an hour and will support in upwards of 1,300.
A MagnaFlow 3-inch exhaust system is going to let this twin-turbo Hellion breathe, and a True X crossover pipe will connect the turbo downpipe. Behind it, a complete catback system. The mid-pipes connect to 5x5x14 round mufflers that will give this Boss that famous MagnaFlow sound. Out back, a set of 4-inch polished tips will round out the system.
Also out back, but in the trunk, is this JMS plug-and-play PowerMax voltage booster. It increases the voltage to the pump, which increases flow and pressure to supply the injectors. With those two mods, we can support over 850 horsepower with the stock pump, lines, and rails. Hellion places the mass air sensor in the intercooler to give a more consistent signal. The final pipe to go in place will force all that newly turbocharged pressurized air right down the throttle body's throat. And while John and his crew double check everything, we'll take a break. Then
You know why I've stayed here, right? Supervise. Make sure it's done perfectly.
You are an excellent supervisor.
we're back and getting ready to test fire our newly turbocharged Boss 302. And when the gas begins to pour, you know we're done. John brought Chris Groves, the owner of the Dyno Edge, to do what he does best: specialized performance tuning.
We'll start at 0.
And with the TurboSmart boost controller already mounted in the dash and all the parameters set, you ready?
I'm ready.
It's time. Chris?
Almost. Yeah.
That's what we wanted.
This is perfect.
No exhaust leaks, John?
No exhaust leaks.
No
Looks,
oil leaks, nothing?
looks great.
I think we get it on the dyno.
The system is capable of race-winning power like some of the cars you saw at the NMRA event. The big question is, how much power can we make? Keep in mind the car still has the factory clutch, transmission, and rear end. Word is Ford made them strong. We'll see. The tires are stock as well, and tire slippage equals less power on the dyno. So we're strapping it a little different than normal.
We definitely advise upgrading the tire.
Chris is loading the tuning file he built for the first pull. He's also setting the boost controller up so the system only creates 6 pounds to start off with. And of course, we'll up it from there. He's going to make a few short pulls to watch the air-fuel ratios and make sure all the settings are correct. The blow-off valves are always working. They regulate the pressure to maintain our boost setting. Here's what 6 pounds of boost made. 625 horsepower. That's 260 more horses than it came in with. Let's up it to 10, and it's this easy. No new tune is required. The mass airflow signal increases with boost and tells the ECM to add fuel and retard timing. 721 horsepower, 629 foot-pounds,
It's perfect.
12.1 all the way across. Absolutely beautiful.
Got a nice flat boost curve here, nice and clean.
Yep. Chris, what do you want to do from here?
I say we turn it up.
More power.
Let's turn it up.
And he does. 16 pounds of boost for one more pull. Well, looks like Chris is on a mission. Here we go again. Funny, it almost looks like the car's bowing up in the center. You know what I mean?
910. 910.
910 horsepower.
910 horsepower.
Amazing.
That's crazy it's crazy how much power these things will put up with.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
If this is a little too much power, we can turn it down. If you want a little bit more, we can turn it up, and we can program it anywhere in the middle. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole situation. It's
And the
where
car's gonna
everybody's
live.
the car's going to live, and it's going to be just as streetable at any boost level.
That's awesome. This same kit also fits GTs. In fact, Hellion makes twin and single turbo kits for Mustangs 87 and up, plus late model Chevy and Mopar performers. The hardest part of this project was giving them back their Boss 302.